This is my prototype at why choose computer forensics at the University of Sunderland mobile application. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll be using Ripple, which is Google Chrome extension, which provides a mobile phone emulator. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll be using what it would be like on an iPhone 5. So start with the home page. Home page is a brief introduction into the mobile application. It has a YouTube video in the middle which goes into detail about the variety of different computing degrees are available at the University of Sunderland. This can be paused and can be opened up in YouTube for a larger view. This link will take the user to the University of Sunderland actual homepage where they'll be able to view more information. And they also have the opportunity to view a live Twitter feed of the Sunderland University. So you can see here it loads up a live Twitter feed without the need to be logged in. It can be scrolled, can be large, actually viewed on Twitter. Basically a way of keeping the user up to date with what's going on. So go back to the previous page. This is the navigation bar that is used for the whole of the application, or what can be seen on most pages of the application. It's a side panel navigation. So if we go to the first page, this page is the Computer Forensics Taster page. So the idea is to give a brief overview of what could potentially be studied on the course. So the idea is there are 9 images here. All of these 9 images relate to something, an aspect to do with the computer forensics course. So once the image is clicked, the relevant information relating to these images will appear. So for example, the Faraday bag goes into detail about what the Faraday bag is. ACPO guidelines explains what they are. Bletchley Park, cloud forensics, mobile forensics, computer networking, NCASE, cybersecurity, and finally the influence of social media in relation to computer forensics. So the idea is to take in this information from this page and apply it to the quiz which is on the following page. So the quiz consists of 4 questions, all multiple choice questions of 4 answers that are available. So what I'll do is I'll start putting in some answers. So I'll put in the wrong answer, the correct answer, the right answer, and the wrong answer. And if I submit that, it'll tell us the correct answer to question number 1 was that, and the correct answer to question number 4 was that. And it tells me that I've scored 2 out of 4, and it's also given me a message to let me know. So if I restart that, if I now put in all of the correct answers, which is that one, that one, that one, and finally that one, and I click submit, it will see you've scored 4 out of 4, and again provides me with a message to say well done. So from here you can either navigate back to the home page or go back to the previous page. So if I now go back to the side panel navigation, go to the Computer Forensics at the University of Sunderland page. So in here has all the details relating to the course and actually what the subject is. So the first link takes us to another YouTube video which explains what the course actually is, what it's about. That again can be played, paused, and opened up in YouTube for a larger view. Go back to the previous page. Got the course overview. This just goes into a brief bit of detail about what the course is, and explains that it's accredited by the Chartered Society for Forensic Sciences and also accredited by the BCS. Go back to the previous page again. Course content. This explains the modules that are available on the course. They use expanding lists, so obviously you can see what you do in first year, what you can do in your second year, whether they choose to take a placement or not during the final year. Back to the previous page. Again, course details, more information relating to the course, uses the same concept as what was on the previous page. Explains what the entry requirements are for the course, the fees, the UCAS code, and the course duration. From here you can also navigate to the contact page, but I'll leave that until just after the next page to show you that. So why choose Sunderland? This gives a few bullet points on the basic information about the city. Also flicks through, uses an image slider which flicks through a container of images every 3 seconds. This is just a basic bit of information about the city of Sunderland. So back to side panel navigation and finally go to the contact page. So on here we've got a form which can be submitted by the user, which can later be viewed by the administrator. I'll leave that until just after. I've got Google Maps, which can be navigated. It can show what's in close proximity, what's in the surrounding area. Shows what the exact building is that the computer forensics course will be studied in. You're able to choose the view, zoom in, zoom out as if you would as if you were normally using Google Maps, and also view it in a larger map view. Click on the open day pop-up. This will explain when the next open day is. Again, provide another YouTube video explaining about the open days. Can be paused, opened up in YouTube, and again, just a little basic bit of contact information for the user as well. So going back to the form, this is something that I had a bit of an issue with, mainly surrounding the submit button. So what's currently being put on the submit button is an on-click command. So when that's clicked, the page refreshes. This was used instead of an AJAX call, which was complication over implementing. So the way this method does is by bypassing the white page P page. So the page does refresh, but doesn't go on to what would be the normal white page. So if I just put in some data here, put in test, leave this field blank, put in test, and then submit. So please fill out this field, but the page will refresh. So the validation is still actually on the form, which means invalid data or blank data can't be submitted to the database. Every field does need to be filled in, which is why the validation has been left. So if I fill in some more information there, test, put in that, and then reset the form, all that data will be removed. The user will be able to start again. So now if I put in some proper data, so I'll put in test at gmail.com, and then test in here. This will again do as it did before. It will submit the data, but the page will refresh, except as every field has been filled in, this will actually submit to the database. So if I submit, that information will again refresh and be submitted to the database. So if we now go to the admin login page, this is something that is explained in the documentation, which did provide a little bit of an error. It's the only page within the application which doesn't have the same layout or the same format as the existing pages. This requires a page refresh for this login table to actually work. So at the moment, the login button is not responsive. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'll need to disable this, go back to the admin login, refresh the page, re-enable it, so I can actually use it. So in order to test the variables of the username and the password that are stored in the database, what I'll do is I'll put in some false data to show that it does work. So I'll put in test as the username, test as a password, and then I'll click login. That will tell us that the username or password is not stored in the database and therefore is incorrect, and tells me to please try again. So again, it's taking us back to this page. This again requires page refresh. So if I disable that, enable that, I now put in the data which is correct, Andrew, and then if I put the password in as password, this will now let me log into the system. As you can see, it shows the administrator homepage, and there's the data that we submitted before, Andrew test at gmail.com, and then test in the feedback field. So this is where all the information that is submitted from the contact page can be stored. And yep, maybe logged out, or you can go back to the home button. So for purposes of this, we'll go back to log out, and then finally go home. And that's it.